If you're wondering whether Southern Nevada still knows how to build its transportation projects big, join Polly Gonzalez for a hard hat tour of the Las Vegas Monorail construction project. Because once you see it, even if you still don't believe it, you'll certainly appreciate the wonder of technology it is.
Just when you think Las Vegas has run out of marvels to equal the Egyptian pyramids, Roman colosseums, and medieval castles, get ready for Stonehenge on steroids. If you don't recognize it by now, these columns are the beginning of the new monorail system being built to move people through the resort corridor. From the airport to the Strip, finally onto downtown. The first round-trip ride will be an incredible event, but that's a long way down the line. Meanwhile, though, amazing things are happening every day as these crews go about building the umpteenth wonder of the Las Vegas world. But the project began with a construction team pondering the process.
I think this is only the second one in the United States, so there's not really too many people that are experienced doing this. Everybody's learning as we go. But the way we got things going now, everything's fitting together just nicely.
Which is a miracle, considering the sheer numbers of seemingly interchangeable beams moving around this precast yard north of town.
At any given time, we have 150 to 160 stored out here. Right now, we have about 134 to 140.
To the untrained eye, they all look the same, but to the crew, each is unique.
In fact, I don't think there's any that are exactly the same. They're pretty much all different. Different camber, different elevations, different whatever the plans call for from design.
That's because they're designed for very specific placements and uses.
We get the design from Carter Burgess, and they get the design work and blueprints and everything to Regional Steel. And they have a detailer that details the steel, and they cut it to the correct size, shape, and bends. Then it gets sent out here to the precast yard, offloaded. Then we assemble them on our rebar jigs back here.
All of this steel rebar that's about to be encased in concrete should be enormously heavy, right? Well, the crew has a surprise inside their beams. Styrofoam.
Here's an example of the polystyrene inserts that we put into the beam to reduce the weight. These beams would weigh too much to even pick up or handle or anything if we didn't have the polystyrene in there.
Strong but light, they strive to make each beam exacting in form, function, and materials.
Before the pour can even happen, the rebar cages set in, and we take various survey shots and numbers to make sure everything's exactly where it's supposed to be. The concrete shows up on the site, and we check everything from the slump to the temperature to the time it was batched.
Once they top off the pour, they've got 5 more hours of work ahead of them, just finishing the surface to the precise standards of the monorail manufacturers.
They want it rough, but they don't want it too rough to where it wears the tires out, or too smooth. So it's a very critical finish that we have on these.
Then it's a few more beauty shots of their creation.
I have a survey crew that comes in and shoots all the dimensions of the beam, the thickness, the straightness along the top. We try and get them close to perfect as we can.
But something this perfect takes time.
For each beam from start to finish, it's usually anywhere from 200 to 300 man-hours on each beam before it gets sent downtown.
So the monorail definitely won't be built in a day.
I'm thinking anywhere from 2 to 5 years we'll be out here making these.
Even before these beams carry a single train, they get to go for quite a ride themselves.
Both the men that are running them have radios, and we have 2 ground guys that have radios too. And they just coordinate with the radios and watch each other. Because if they don't move together at the same time, the beam risks being cracked.
Then finally, they're headed for the downtown construction site.
They're built exactly to the specifications of the job. That way, when they get down there, they go right into place like a puzzle piece.
But each beam is just one small piece in a more complex game of construction management.
We've kind of been teasing and saying it's like a Rubik's Cube. Like getting a concrete pump and the crane and the vacuum trucks and the concrete trucks and running in dumps with spoils out, bringing steel in. You got to move one thing to get another thing in and really be on top of your scheduling and when stuff's coming in and going out.
There's a sense of urgency to their efforts because they know each perfectly fabricated beam is only as good as the foundation it's about to sit on.
We come in, we drill a 72-inch diameter hole, and we put the steel in. We set it to an elevation and a grade and square it up on the alignment, and then we take the trimmy pipe and we pour the concrete from the bottom up, leaving the trimmy pipe in the concrete 5 feet to make a good seal and make it solid.
They want it sturdy because they hope to put a lot of mileage on the tracks above.
It's foundation, it's in the ground, it's there, it's permanent and solid forever.
After so much heavy lifting with such massive machinery, a little surprising to see that the final delicate placement of the beams is all in the hands.
Oh yeah, they can come up a quarter of an inch, you know, real fine adjustment if you can do that. Just take it up real slow with your hand signal. This is the line, just bringing the line down, which means bringing your load down. This is the basic one, and I seen that we go like that real slow. You know, you can bring it down real gentle. Or you can just go like that, which means you're bringing your load slowly, bring it down slow.
When the last piece is put in place, all the workers who had a hand in blazing this trail of columns and beams will leave a little something of themselves behind.
My signature's on every one of these beams on the end. I'm the last person that approves the beams before they get sent out to make sure that they're done correctly.
And the mark they've made with these tracks will cause future generations to wonder at this marvel of mass transportation.
It gives you a good feeling. One of these days I'll be able to tell my kids, you know, hey, you know, your daddy helped build that.